أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وخاتم النبيين سيدنا ونبينا أبو القاسم محمد
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
وآله الطاهرين المعصومين صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
I am going to start with the verse number 59 of Surah Nisa. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu atiullah wa atiur rasul wa ulul amri minkum. Here Allah is commanding, O you who believe, obey Allah and obey the messenger, the apostle and the ulul amr. And we know that ulul amr are 12 imams. And we are expected to obey all the three. How do I obey? How do I know what are the Allah's commandments? What are the recommendations of the Prophet and the imams? Naturally, the Allah's commandments are in His book, Quran. And what are the recommendations of the messenger and the imams? It should be in the book of Hadith. The popular book of Hadith, which you know, is Al-Kafi. And this is the book which contains the recommendations by the Ulul Amr and the Prophet himself. About this book, I need to just speak a few words, because the person who took all the trouble of creating this book is unique. Yaqub Khulaini, he traveled about 12 years leaving his family, home, children, mother, father, traveling all through the deserts, had all the bad times in his life, faced the good times, and met hundreds of people and noted from everybody the ravis, whatever they were able to say. So it was a very big job he did, and today we have the benefit of the hadith. So what I'm trying to say is I'm going to cover my presentation from the Quran and from Al-Kafi. Salawat by Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. The verse which I want to share is 190 from Surah Ali Imran. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inna fi khalqis samawati wal arz wa ikhtilafil layli wan nahari la'ayatil liulil albab. Most surely, in the creation of the heavens and on the earth, and in the alternation of the night and the days, there are signs. Signs for those who possess intellect, who possess aql. I don't see the signs. I only see the moon and the sun and the skies and the clouds and the trees and the mountains. But what are the signs? It is not my intellect. It's not my intellect. It's not my aql that can see. Here, the word that is given, albab, is of people who have very special and complete aql. So I want to share with you what is this aql. To share this aql, the book Al-Kafi starts with the first book called Aql. The beauty of this book, which has been divided into 8 parts, 8 books of usul, starts with Aql, and book 2 is Ilm, and book 3 is Tawheed. The beauty, the wisdom of Khulaini is that he wants to attract us with Aql. Come try to improve your Aql. And then he gives us Ilm, because Aql is like a car, for example, like a car, but it doesn't move, it doesn't go until there is gas in that. So Aql doesn't work It won't activate until there is ilm. So what Al-Kafi is trying to do, Usul Kafi is trying to do is, first try to know what is Aql, and then upload Aql with ilm. When Aql is uploaded with ilm, it is a complete Aql. And then is the book of Tawheed. So once you have your Aql well loaded with ilm, then you can understand Tawheed. So that's the way it has been arranged. While in Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, which I have read, there is no such chapter of Aql. There's a difference in text. Salawat bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So those who see the signs are the people of some special Aql. And what is Aql is in this book, Al-Kafi, Usul Kafi, starting with the first hadith. The first hadith is revealed by our fifth Imam, Imam Muhammad Baqir alayhi salam. And he reveals, he says, that Allah created Aql. When Allah created Aql, He gave it the power of speech. It's very strange. Aql is not a material, it's not made of wood, it's not made of stone, it's not made of air. It is just a kind of creation which has no body. But how can it speak? Allah gave us the power because we have got our tongue to speak. Animals also were made to speak to prophet. From tree Allah created the speech. So Allah can create speech from anything. But Aql, which is not a material, Allah has given the power of speech. Aql in English is reason or intellect, free from the body and weight. It is merely a faculty, a thinking and decision-making machine. And strange that Allah gave it the power of speech. The first question that comes to my mind is, why did He give the power of speech? So the hadith later on says, when Allah created Aql, He gave the power of speech, and then He commanded, come forward. And Aql came forward. Then Allah said, go back. The Aql went back. I'm quite confused. Why should Allah call when He wanted the Aql to go back? Then Allah says, after the Aql came forward and went back, Allah proclaims. He likes to swear upon, to make it more emphasis. Allah says, by my might and majesty, by my might and majesty, I have not created anything more beloved, more dearer than you. Allah is now speaking to Aql, and He says that He has not created anything more loving, more beloved than you, Aql. Why should Allah love Aql so much? And then He says, I have received you, I have completed you, I have perfected you, and I am going to keep it reserved for those whom I love. So Aql just came forward and went back. But what's so great about that? What is so great that Allah is praising that He loves it and He is reserving it for those He loves? So what is the merit of Aql just coming forward and going back? For example, if you ask me to come forward, I come to you. And then you ask me to go back, I won't go back. I will ask you, why did you call me when you wanted me to go back? Why did you call me? I will say that you are crazy. I will say you are not wise. Then it's quite possible you call me with something in your mind to give me some work, but then you change your mind. That means you are not a study person. So, ma'azallah, Allah calling and asking the Aql to go back, it is not that Allah is not unstudied. There should be some reason why He called and why He sent back. Allah is asking us to ponder upon, to use your Aql, to think, to understand, to reflect. So when we ponder upon why He called and asked Aql to go back, and why He gave the power of speech, it means Allah gave the power to speak, to find out whether Aql is going to say anything when Allah asked Aql to go back. Will Aql say, why did you call me? No. Aql didn't say anything. Come, went, go back, came back. Nothing. Aql didn't ask anything. Aql did not get anything in the mind why Allah called and sent it back. The Aql did not think why Allah called it to come forward when He wanted it to go back, because it knew that the divine commandment by the all-wise, the all-knowing, cannot be gauged by created intelligence. The divine commandment has a reason beyond the comprehension of any created intelligence. Thus, one of the signs of the pure Aql is to ponder upon and surrender to the one who has a reason beyond the comprehension of any created intelligence. The gateway of thinking and pondering shuts down once the Aql gets to know that the command is from the Lord, the Creator, the all-wise, the all-knowing. So Allah is trying to demonstrate to us, to show us that Aql is that which surrenders 100%. 100% surrender. It is not the Aql of Hama, Shima, you and I. This is an Aql which Allah created, and it's a complete Aql which He says that He has reserved only for those who will love. And this Aql is that which just obeys. No question, no thinking. Allah says, die, die. Go, go, come, come. No questions. The example is Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. When he dreamt that he has to sacrifice his son, he spoke to his son, Hazrat Ismail, who was nothing more than a young boy. And he told his son, my son, I have dreamt, I have gone through a vision wherein I have seen Allah wanting me to sacrifice you. Sacrifice you, give your life. And you know what Hazrat Ismail said? If I'm not wrong, this young boy, when he had asked, it means the father is asking, are you ready to be slaughtered? To be slaughtered. And Hazrat Ismail says, Father, do as you are commanded. Do as you are commanded. He did not ask, oh Father, what mistake did I do? What did I do? No, 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 no. Allah says sacrifice, that Ismail is ready. This is from the Prophet, a message from Allah. But I'm telling you, Imam asked, go sit down in the tandoor. He went and sat down. He did not ask why. This is called 100% surrender. This is Iman, this is Deen, and this is Islam. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now I've explained you what Aql means. Aql means to obey Allah without question, without getting any doubt, but taking it that nothing more, nothing less, but just accept it. Now I would like to share some of the excellences, Fazail of Aql. Imam Ali alayhi salam said, Salawat Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Imam Ali revealed that Hazrat Jibreel descended from the heaven to meet Hazrat Adam. He came down and he saluted Hazrat Adam, and Hazrat Adam greeted him back. And Hazrat Adam asked him, O Jibreel, what brought you today? What brought you here? Hazrat Jibreel said, O Prophet of Allah, Allah has commanded me to go to you and offer you 3 things. And Allah wants you to select one. Then Hazrat Adam said, tell me what are those 3 things? Hazrat Jibreel said, one is haya, the other is aql, the third is deen. I think if somebody offers me, I'll say deen, give me deen. Because deen will take me to paradise. But Hazrat Adam did not select deen. He did not select haya. He said, give me Aql. And Hazrat Jibreel asked Aql to go to Adam. And he asked Haya and Deen to go back. Haya and Deen said, oh Jibreel, where do we go? We can't go. Because Allah has commanded us to be with Aql. Wherever Aql goes, go with Aql. Wherever Aql is, there you go. So, Deen without Aql cannot be Deen. Haya without Aql cannot be Haya. So, Aql is so important. So, one of the followers of sixth Imam told him that he has a friend, very pious, devoted, a muttaqi. He prays all the 5 times salat, he fasts, he goes to Hajj. All things wajibat and sunnah he does it very regularly. Then Imam Jafar Sadiq asked him, do you know how is his aql? He said, I don't have any idea. The Imam said, no. Every deed your friend does, you do, anybody do. Every deed will be rewarded according to the aql one uses performing the deed. So more aql you use, better aql, you get more reward. Then the Prophet said, whenever you hear good and high about anybody, about his worship, about his devotion, don't take it granted. He's great. No. See how is his aql. The deed will depend upon the aql he uses while performing that deed. Sixth Imam was asked to define aql. And he said, aql is that by which Allah is worshipped and aql takes you to paradise. What is aql? Aql is that by which Allah is worshipped and it takes you to paradise. Then he asked, oh Imam, what about Muawiyah? What does he have? And Imam said, he has makr. Makr means cunning, not intelligence. There is a difference between cunningness and the intelligence. In Urdu, Farsi we say chalak and hushiyar. That means hushiyar is the intelligent who has got aql, and chalak is the kind of makr which Muawiyah had. So people today, if they are clever, they are not the right people until they are intelligent. There was a worshipper who used to pray all the day in a very beautiful place full of green grass and trees and mountain and the lake. He preferred to pray in nature, the creation of Allah. So an angel was passing by. Every time he goes, he finds this man is praying. Oh, he said, this man is a great worshipper. So the angel asked Allah, oh Allah, can you tell me how much reward he will get? Because he's praying all the day. So Allah showed the reward. And the angel said, oh, so small, so less. Allah said, go sit down with him and pray and see how he prays. So the angel Allah provided him to be a man, and he came and sat beside. He also spread his mat. And then this worshipper, this Abid, he turned, oh, there's some new man. He said, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. He said, who are you? The angel now is in the shape of a man. And the angel said, oh, I was passing by this side. When I saw you praying, I liked it very much. I wanted to pray with you. So then he said, you are welcome. Then the angel said, but you are selected a good place, beautiful place. Look at the green grass and the trees. He said, no. You say it is beautiful, but it's all waste. All this is waste. Allah did not make any donkey to come and eat this grass. Now he is complaining about Allah. Allah did not make any donkey to come and eat this grass. This all is waste. He is criticizing the creation of Allah. Then the angel was quite shocked. And when he came back, Allah said, do you understand now? What type of aql he is? For that aql, whatever he is worshipping, he is getting less of. So I and you may pray. 3 rakat maghrib, you also pray, 9 you also pray. 6 minutes. And on the day of judgment, I like to see how much did you get in your Nama-e-Amal, in your book. So I see that 3 rakat of Maghrib 6 minutes, you have been given 6,000 kilos of ajr. And when I see mine, I got only 60 kilos. 60 and you 6,000. Why? You also prayed 6 minutes? I also prayed. Then I asked the angel, what did you write about me? He said, look, there's a difference between your prayers and his prayers. I said, what's the difference? He said, look, in the beginning, when I said Allahu Akbar, when I said Allah, what was in my aql? Alif, Lam, Lam, He. That was in my mind. But you, when you said Allah, you had a knowledge of the attributes. You knew the 99 attributes, that Allah is Khahar, He is Ghafoor, He is Wakil, many, many things. So having the knowledge of Allah with all the attributes, when you said Allah, your body shivered. Why no? I just Alif, Lam, Lam. Because you have got the ilm. I didn't have the ilm. The difference between your aql and my aql is this. Then I said, let me see what I said. Akbar, Allahu Akbar. When I said Akbar, oh, great. What is great? Mount Everest. Oh, big mountain. So that was in my mind when I said Akbar, big mountain. And when you said Akbar, oh, in your mind were the galaxies and the Milky Way, millions and trillions of stars in the planet, in your mind. That's the knowledge you have. So the knowledge makes the mind, the aql different. So Imam Ali said, no, Prophet said, Allah has given aql to everybody. To some less, to some more. But, the Prophet said, but, you can improve your aql if you want. Your aql may be of this height, this level, mine will be this level. But Prophet said, I can improve, I can improve, I can improve, I can improve. How can we improve? Imam Ali says, ilm enlightens aql. Aql is like a bulb. In bulb there is no light. When there is light, the electricity, when the electricity comes, it brightens. What is that electricity? That's the ilm. More and more ilm, more and more brighter will be the aql. And Prophet says, we the Prophet have better aql than others because of the excess worship. Because if you do more and more worship, your aql improves. So there are two ways to improve aql. One, Imam Ali said, ilm. From ilm, you improve. Prophet says, by worship, you improve. So there is a difference between worship and ilm. It's very interesting. On the day of judgment, Allah is going to ask all the ulama to come. And all the abid, the worshippers. The worshippers and the ulama will be there. And then Allah will ask the worshippers to go to paradise. They will go to paradise. And now who are there? The ulama. Who? The worshippers, abid, they all went to paradise. And the ulama are standing. What is Allah going to tell them? My mind said, oh, maybe the worshippers or the better people, so they went to Jannah first. And alim is not that great. Then Allah says to the ulama, now you make a list of the names of all those that learn ilm from you. Make a list of all those people to whom you gave list. And take all of them with you to Jannah. Salawat bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So worshipper, this is all from Al-Kafir, Usul Kafir. The worshipper goes alone. The alim takes others with him. That's the difference between worship and ilm. But you have a choice. You can add more and more ilm to yourself and improve your aql, or you can add more and more worship and improve your aql. I want to see that we become more conscious that aql is most important and we should try to improve as much as we can. And if we improve the aql, it is going to work also in the university. It is not that it is going to work only in masjid or on Jummah and in Ramadan. No, no, no. Your improved aql will make you scientist, a better scientist. All the great scientists from us were nothing but they had the aql which they had from the ilm and from ibadat. So my message is, let's see how much time we can give in our life to add more of ilm of Allah and improve our aql and do better, whether you are doing engineering or whether you are doing IT or law. Wherever, whatever you do, your better aql will provide you better results. This is verse number 65 verse number 8, 9 and 10 from Surah Al-Mulk, the chapter number 65. These three verses Allah describes on the day of judgment, the people who will go to paradise are in paradise. Now the people who are sent to hell, as they are going in the hell, there are batches by batches coming in the hell. The keepers of the hell, the guards of the hell, they will ask them, did you not get any warner? What happened to you? Why did you come in? They might see you, wonderful people coming in hell, wonderful people. They'll be surprised. They'll say, what happened? Was there not any warner? They will say, yes, there was a warner, but we denied, we rejected. And then they will say, these are the words of those people who are going to be in the hell, or they are in the hell. They are going to say, had we listened to the warners, that's the prophets, had we listened to the warners, or had we used our aql, we would not have been here. Even if there is no prophet, aql can lead you to paradise. Because the Imam has already said, what is aql? It leads you to paradise. So now, what we have shared is about aql. And we shared about aql because we came in the verse where Allah says, the sign of Allah is by the people who have the aql. And now we'll continue that verse, the signs of Allah, tomorrow inshallah. Now today is the beginning of Muharram. And that word Muharram means Karbala. The word Karbala is enough for us to cry. Karbala is a word in which there is ocean of tears. How did it happen? When Yazid took the seat of the ruler, he had sent a letter to the governor of Medina, in which he wrote, call Hussein and ask him for the bayat. If he does bayat, good. Because as he decided to provide him big positions, minister, wealth and everything, to make them quiet. Then he wrote, in case if he rejects, cut his head and send it to me. Walid, the governor, had no guts to write this to Imam Hussein. But he had sent a letter asking Imam Hussein to come and see him, that's all. When that letter was brought, Imam Hussein was not at home. He was in Masjid al-Nabawi. He completed his Maghrib and Isha. After completing Maghribain, when Imam Hussein turned, he saw one person waiting for him. And he asked the person, who are you? And that person said, I am come from the governor with a letter to you. When Imam Hussein heard a letter from the governor, he said, this is the beginning of Karbala. He said, this is the beginning of Karbala. He read the letter in which he was requested to come and see him. He told the messenger, go tell the governor, it is night now, I will see him tomorrow morning. And Imam Hussein comes home. And he sends what? He sends a word for Hazrat Zainab to come. Hazrat Zainab comes. Imam Hussein, as usual, he shares this letter. And Hazrat Zainab asked him, what are you going to do? And Imam Hussein said, I'm going to go. He said, how? I'm going to go tomorrow morning. Hazrat Zainab said, no, No, you will not go alone. You will not go alone. Then she called Hazrat Abbas, Ali Akbar, all the youth of Bani Hashim. She said, you will not go alone. So she saw that the entire Bani Hashim youth went with him. You will not go alone. Oh, Hazrat Zainab, where were you on Ashura? When Hussain was going alone. There was no Abbas, there was no Ali Akbar. Oh, Hazrat Zainab, you could not stop him. He had to go. Jazakum Rabbikum. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. Bless all of us with the best of ilm, with the best of aql, with the best of iman, and provide us success in this life and the life hereafter.
Allah